Alright people, what's up everyone, and welcome to another video. And it is time to tell you out there, because I know you've all been wondering, all the video games that I finished in 2020. As is tradition, every year I do this at the beginning of January. Let you guys know what I finished the previous year. I did it for 2018, 2019, not 2020. I guess it's a tradition now, third time, so it's got to be. Yeah, this year I actually did pretty good. Last year I think I got around 30, maybe a little over, maybe like 35. On 2018 though, I did like 16, I think, which was abysmal. Abysmal. Ugh. That was horrible. But you know what? I made up for it last year with a lot of games. A lot of games. I played a lot of games last year. 51 games finished. That's also not counting all the other games I played that were games that I either got very far in and didn't finish it, like Immortals, and I even played a lot of Ghost of Tsushima. There's a few other games out there that, of course, I'm forgetting about right now. And also, of course, all the online games out there that I've played. So I've played a lot more games than just 51 games, but these are the ones that I finished. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these are short games, so you know, a lot of like 1 to 2 hour games, maybe even shorter, maybe a little bit longer. And a lot of these are also games gone by things that we did. So you know, there were like mandatory ones where I had to actually play them. Luckily, some of those I didn't need to because I already played some of those games, but some I had to. But you know what? I think I did pretty good in 2020. So you know what? Let's get to it. Before we get to it, though, let me know what you finished in 2020. I know 2020 was a shit year, but hey, that's why video games exist. So we can forget about the shittiness of life. Anyway, let's get to it. I have a Windows photo thing open here. We got 51 of them, so I'm not going to talk about each game too much. At least I hope not. Alright, first one is a game called Football Game, which you're probably like, what the hell is that? This is a point-and-click adventure game. Really short, about an hour long. I only played it because I heard it was really easy achievements, and it was like super cheap, so I was like, you know what? Whatever, I'm an achievement whore. But I actually kind of enjoyed it. It's obviously way more sinister than you would think. Not really, because, I mean, you go look in the background and go like, what the hell? It's a little bit darker. The story itself is very simple, very not complex. The point and click adventure stuff is definitely no head scratcher. You know exactly what really to do. But you know what? It's a story that is not often told in video games. Usually they're all wacky adventure games. This one is definitely it's dark. It's all right. So there you go, Football Game. Next, this game's called Psycho Soldier. I'm sorry, some of these are going to be really small. Yeah, you can see it. Psycho Soldier, which was a part of the, I think the SNK, yeah, it says SNK there. It's part of the SNK collection thing where it has a bunch of SNK games. I had that, and I was like, you know what? I feel like playing some games, so I played Psycho Soldier because it sounded awesome. Little did I know he plays a little, like, anime girl, so I was like, all right, it's called Psycho Soldier, so I was like, let's go. And you're like this little girl. I'm like, all right. But Psycho is actually an appropriate, Psycho Soldier actually is an appropriate title, because even though you're playing as a little girl, that game is freaking chaotic. It's like a kind of shoot 'em up platformer hybrid. Not even, it's really a shoot 'em up, but it's like a platformer kind of. It's way more of a shoot 'em up though. It's insane. And if this game didn't have like endless continues, I probably wouldn't even finished it. It's probably around an hour long, but I had a really good time with that one. Psycho Soldier. All right, this is also on the SNK collection. Munchmobile. This one I just started playing because I was like, I just want to play it. Let's try it out. And I played it and I was like, this is fun, pretty simple. And then it just got way more challenging, to the point where I'm like, even though the game does give you a break, I think whenever you die, you kind of go. You don't have infinite continues, I don't think, in this one, but you don't go far back and stuff. It's a game where you just kind of drive, and you don't have to. You have to make sure you don't hit anything. You also have to collect fuel so you don't run out of gas. You have to collect the apples. Of course, you have this like big ass arm that comes out, as you see here. I didn't like it, but I did finish it. It was only like 45 minutes long, so I did finish it. This is all early January games, so it was just like there's nothing out at that point, and I was like in the mood for these type of games, so that's why I finished it. This is a part of the is this also? Yeah, this is a SNK collection. Prehistoric Isle. Really funny translation, really poorly done translation with broken English throughout this entire game. The story is hilarious. You're just an airplane pilot that just stumbles. I think you just stumble. No, I think you're going to this prehistoric island or isle for some reason. I don't remember why. The story is completely ludicrous. But you're here and there's dinosaurs and stuff. It's actually a really good shoot 'em up. I highly recommend that one. It's really fun. Okay, now we're into the Capcom beat 'em up bundle. That's where this game's from. Knights of the Round. This game is awesome. I never played this. Badass freaking beat 'em up game. So good. I love this game. Knights of the Round. It's challenging, but it's one of those games where you just come back immediately. So I was just like, I was having a good time, man. It looks great. I love all the characters. The story itself is, simple, but it's a beat 'em up. It's an arcadey beat 'em up. That's exactly what you want. Really, really fun though. I had a great time with this one. So I actually really recommend it, especially if you have the Capcom beat 'em up bundle, because you can play multiplayer with friends, and also you don't need to worry about game over really. I think you could turn game over on if you do want it, but I didn't want that. I just wanted to play. This one's good too. This is another beat 'em up in the Capcom beat 'em up bundle. Really, really solid one. I didn't like it as much as Knights of the Round, but pretty good. I like the little baby in the mech. That was my favorite character. You have like a ninja, you got a guy with a sword, and then you got Captain Commando himself. Fun. Not as good as Knights of the Round. I think I played Knights of the Round, even though I put Knights of the Round first. I think I played that second. No. I feel like I played it second, but I put it, because I think I beat these like the same night, so by the time I beat both of them, I put them on my list, like right after beating both of them. Really fun games. Captain Commando, really good. Really liked it. I like Knights of the Round more, but this one's good too. All right, God of War. What a game. Jesus. I played this game back in 2018. I never finished it, though. It was one of those things where it came out at the wrong time for me. It was just like a lot of other stuff, and also just I wasn't in the mood for games in 2018, really. That's why I only played 16 of them. Or finished 16 of them at least. This is one I did play, just didn't finish. I got like 10, 12 hours in, and then I just stopped. So we did it for Games Gone By. I picked this for a Games Gone By that we did. If you don't know what Games Gone By is, it's our like monthly video game discussion where one of us, we take turns on what we pick every month, and we pick a game to play, and we have the whole month to play, and then we discuss it. And God of War was my choice for January. And it was a good game, man. It's a damn good game. My second favorite game of 2018 behind another game. And yes, I did boo this game at the Game Awards as a joke. Thank you, just in case you remember that. Great game. Fantastic. I can't wait for that sequel. I love the God of War franchise. It's just weird that so many people came out and just like defending this game when I jokingly booed it. I'm just like acting like I was like an Xbox fanboy, even though I was cheering for Red Dead Redemption 2, which is not an Xbox exclusive, but whatever. I still think about that. I'm like, how am I Xbox fan? Because I have the Xbox symbol, that's why. Even though I also, if you just panned up a little bit, I have a bunch of PlayStation stuff too. Whatever. I just like video games. All right, I'm not a fanboy. All right, Donut County. Okay, I have some things to say about this game. Didn't like the humor. Didn't like the characters. I know a lot of people do like the characters and the humor and the writing and all the funny furry animals and stuff. I just didn't. I really did not like the writing. I'm sorry. I just didn't. I didn't find it funny. I didn't find it charming. I didn't like it, but I did like the gameplay. The gameplay's fun. You just have this big ass hole. It's kind of Katamari Damacy-esque because you play as this hole pretty much, and you have to like drop things into the hole while moving the hole, so you have to move it around. I know this looks weird, but you have to move it around and like start off with the small items, and then your hole gets bigger, and you put bigger things in your hole, and you put the things in the hole. You just cram it in. You know what I mean? So Donut County, fun game. Just didn't like the story. Oh man, speaking of a game that gameplay wise isn't great, but the story is amazing. What Remains of Edith Finch? What a fucking game. I'm so glad I finally played this. This was my choice, by the way, for February, because we did like a fan voted thing, and you guys voted for What Remains of Edith Finch, so hey, good on you. But yeah, this game is absolutely incredible. If I played this game when it first came out, it would probably be in my top 3 easily, actually. Definitely. I don't remember what year it came out. I think 2017, maybe 2016. If it was 2016, it might actually be. It might just be number 3. It'd be like 3 is that, then Doom is 2, and then 1 is Overwatch. Um, and sometimes Doom and Overwatch switch. Matters on if I had a bad game of Overwatch, I'd be like, I'm gonna fuck Overwatch. Now Doom's the best game of 2016. Bunch of toxic assholes. But this game's amazing. Please play it. It is so emotionally powerful. I love it. I really do. It's one of my favorite walking simulators. I fucking hate that term. I said, oh, I'm sorry, the story too good for you. You need action up the ass. Go play a different fucking game. Oh, play Vanquish. There you go, Vanquish. Oh man, the HD remaster came out or whatever. Not an HD remaster. It was always an HD, but you know what I mean. The remaster. Came out the bundle with Bayonetta. I didn't play Bayonetta again because I played that a couple times before, but I did play Vanquish again because I haven't played it since it originally came out. By the way, I think I did a review for Vanquish. I just hit my finger on my desk and that hurt. But yeah, great game, amazing game. I love that it's also does not overstay its welcome. It's like 5 hours long, maybe 6 hours, and that is it. It's so much fun, jet booting around, and the action's fast, the gunplay is really solid, the story is wacky and ridiculous over the top, but really fun. I love this game. Vanquish is like, I should do like best platinum games. The only one I haven't really played too much is Astral Chain. I've even played some of the lesser ones like that TMNT game. Oh, I should do that as a tier list. I have to write that down. I'll do it later. Someone remind me in the comments. Remind me to make that a part of my I have a list of tier lists I want to do. Remind me and I'll add it later because I'm sure I'm going to forget after recording this. But Vanquish, amazing game. Please play it if you haven't. And I think you can get that bundle with Bayonetta for like $20 now. $10 each. That's a great deal, baby. Whew, that's a good deal. Sonic Forces. I don't know why I played this. Honestly, I really don't. I think it was right after the Sonic movie came out, so I was kind of in the Sonic mood. Not really. I mean, I like that movie a lot, but watching that movie didn't make me really want to play a Sonic game. But I think it was just because it was a short game I had in my collection, and I felt like playing something I didn't even really pay attention to, and it's super short. I didn't realize how short it was. I heard it was short, but dude, I beat this game in like 3 hours. It was so fucking short, and honestly, kind of okay. I actually didn't mind this game at all. Not great. All the 3D Sonic levels are actually really fun in this one, though. Like every time you like team up with your like custom character and you high five and then you both speed up and stuff, and you're just zooming through. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. The story is just horrible, but it's good if you want to laugh at it, I guess. But yeah, fun game, actually. I didn't hate it. Alright. Barkley's Shut Up and Jam Guide. And this was the Games Gone By for, I think this was February. I think this is David's pick. Well, I know it was David's pick, but I think it was February. David really likes this game. He thought it was really funny. Adrian did not like this game. He didn't think it was very funny. I thought it was kind of funny. I mean, I probably would have found this funny 10 years ago when it first came out. I thought it was alright. I thought the gameplay was actually pretty fun. I like the little mini games you do and stuff, like during the combat. It reminded me of like Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. But yeah, not very memorable. Honestly, if you ask me anything about this besides like the ending, I'd be like, I don't know. Ooh, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I'm just gonna spoil it right here. This is easily my top 5 of 2020. Amazing game. Sadly, it did have some issues when it first came out, which that sucks. I always hate when a game that's amazing has issues. As we know, a game recently that is damn fucking good has had some issues recently. So you know what I'm talking about, of course. Immortals, of course. No, I'm just kidding. It's obvious what I'm talking about. I'm not even going to mention its name. But this game is fucking phenomenal. So much so that I actually wanted to get on Switch and play it again because it is really good. I 100% this game. Love the story, very emotional, beautiful art style. It didn't win for art design, did it? Ghost of Tsushima, or art direction, I guess. Ghost of Tsushima definitely deserves it, though. Not over this, but like these two games deserve it. Honestly, they should have gave it to both Ori and Ghost of Tsushima. The only reason why I say Ori should have probably got it over Ghost, though, is because Ori got snubbed last time it was nominated. I think it came out the same time as fuck, what was it? It was something else that I was like, okay, it didn't make sense to me, but I was like, all right, I guess. But yeah, I feel like Ori should just got it there, and Ghost of Tsushima could get it in the whatever Ghost of sequel. I'm sure the next game's gonna be called Ghost of something else, right? It's gonna be set somewhere else. Who knows? Ghost of Manhattan. That'd be dope. You're in Manhattan. You're still a samurai though. How would that make sense? No, I don't care. Anyway, amazing game, Ori. Doom. Hell yeah. Spoilers for this one too. In my top 5. Amazing fucking game. Sadly, it came out at the wrong time for me because I was in a bad mood when this game came out, and it's one of those games where you really have to focus. So I had to wait maybe like a week or 2 after it came out to really get into it. But once I got into it, that shit was fucking bomb, bro. And I'm actually really excited to get back into it later. I wanted to play the DLC, and I played a little bit of the DLC, but I was like, you know what? I kind of want to wait until like a next gen version comes out. And also, I get an Xbox Series X, so I can play that version. I guess I can play it on PS5. I do have the PS4 version, but I would have to play the entire game again and then get to the DLC. So I kind of just want to wait until like a next-gen version. I think they said the next-gen version is coming. How many times am I going to say next-gen? This game's absolutely phenomenal. Fuck that Marauder. I hate that little motherfucker. Ooh! Later on in the game, he becomes way less of a problem. But the first time you fight him, we're like, what the fuck? Like, this guy's an asshole. He hides behind his shield more than Reinhardt. It like, sucks. But I love this game. You know what? And this is going to be not controversial, but I don't think anybody would agree with me. I love the story. I love how simple it is. I really do. I love that we are playing a character, just like I loved it in the Doom 2016 game. You are playing a character that does not fucking care about the story. He'll listen to people talk here and there for the most part, but one of the first things the character does, Doomslayer, is run into an area and kill somebody he's been trying to kill. And before he kills him, that guy was about, you could tell he was about to monologue, and Doomslayer just fucking runs up to him and just fucking straight up cuts his head off, and it's done, which is amazing. I love it. I love this, man. Doomslayer is amazing. What a fucking Chad. Anyway, Doomslayer. I mean, Doom Eternal. Doomslayer also is amazing. All right, Resident Evil 3. I liked Resident Evil 3. All the action-y elements that felt like a Resident Evil like 5 or 6 or even 4, I could do without. Like, I mean, like action movie shit. Like later on where you're playing as Carlos, that stuff. Even though I loved Carlos in this game, which is saying a lot because I always hated Carlos. Like, I don't know if anybody liked Carlos. He was such a fucking weenie in the original. But I love this version of Jill. I think she's awesome. Some people were like upset the way she looks and stuff. I think she's great. Great actress, playing her too. I forgot the name of the voice actress, but she's great. She was, I watched her in, somebody else. Was it the guy that played Leon? I think it was the guy that played Leon play this game. I think it was. Right? I watched a little bit of that. It was really fun to watch. But anyway, great acting, great graphics, a lot of attention to detail. Didn't like what they did with Nemesis, honestly. He shows up like really 3 times in the game, and a lot of it's scripted, which really sucks. I was hoping they would do something really awesome, and especially when the rumors were saying like, yeah, he'll just bust into the fucking safe room. We don't give a shit. Fuck safe room. You're not safe. Nemesis coming. But he's kind of a pushover, honestly. And I love that the game incentivizes you, just like in the original Resident Evil 3, to beat his ass so you can get like upgrades. So it was like you want to beat his ass, actually. Where like Mr. X, you only want to beat his ass if you're like really like in a corner or something, or you have no choice but to unleash on him. In this game, it's just like, no, do it. You'll get an upgrade. You know, it's like I don't know. I know it's in the original, but like in the original, he was threatening. Also, and here he's more just cool. Like Mr. X was actually kind of scary whenever he showed up. Whenever I saw Nemesis here, I love the way he looked in this game. I was like, oh, it's Nemesis. That's fucking cool, man. I played his ass in Marvel's Capcom 3, and then he like punches you, unless you're really good with the dodging mechanic. Then you dodge him and then go do some sweet ass like slow motion shot. Not a bad game though. Not a bad game. Street Fighter X Mega Man, another David choice. Didn't care for this one. It's probably the hardest game I played last year, though. I will say that. To the point where I had to use like cheat codes and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, not cheat codes, but they had like cheats. Well, it is cheat codes, but it's not like invulnerability or anything. It's just like, oh, you get to the end part of the game and you have more lives and stuff. So it's just like, fuck, I don't care. And it was really, really annoying, honestly. But it's a Mega Man game, so that's exactly what I expected. Honestly, it might be one of the first Mega Man games I finished. I finished Battle Network 3, if you even count that as Mega Man. Not really. And I think I finished like one of them on PS1. Was that Mega Man 8? 9? 8? I don't know. But I never really finished the original ones. I'm not like the biggest Mega Man fan though, to be fair. Next, Streets of Rage 4. Yo, another classic series back in action, baby. Me and Adrian actually played this one. It's a lot of fun. So good looking. Love the art direction. Art style itself is amazing. The characters are fun to play as. It just feels good beating shit up. I played a lot of beat 'em ups this year. I think I have another one later. Do I? Maybe not. But man, really fun. Great return to form. Oh, Scott Pilgrim comes out like next week. There you go. That's another one. You will be seeing that in a year from now when I say I beat that game too. Unless I didn't. We'll see. If you're watching this a year from now, because you want to catch up on all my games I finished videos or whatever, see if I finished Scott Pilgrim in the 2021 video. I probably didn't watch. Anyway, great game. Great game. All right, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, one of my favorite games ever. Love this game. I absolutely love it. Amazing storytelling. Joseph Ferris, amazing man. Love him. Fuck the Oscars, all that stuff. But he made a story that is really, like, pretty much a dialogue-free story, because the characters do talk, but it's in a language that you can't understand, really. And there's no subtitles, so you just have to kind of get it through the performance of the characters, I guess, and the emotion and stuff, and it is an incredible story. I love it. I really do. It's fantasy too, which I love. And the way to control the characters, I like. At least it didn't hurt my brain like it hurt some, David. David's just like, I don't understand how controller work. 2 thumbstick? Wow. This is like, what the fuck? This is actually a really good game to play on Switch though, because technically it is a co-op game at that point, because you could just give one Joy-Con to a friend. It is on Switch, so I highly recommend it on Switch if you have a friend to play it with, especially a brother. Play with a brother. What the fuck? How did I not think of that? How come this game wasn't a co-op game? And it should have incentivized. It should have been a game for brothers to play. It's really great. It's an emotional game too, and good puzzles. Swordbreaker. This is like a choose your own adventure kind of like novel thing. Now this one's kind of cheating, I'm not gonna lie, because it is one of those games where you can finish it in like 5 seconds. But the only reason why I put it here is because I got most of the endings, because it is one of those choose your own adventure novel things. You just go into a castle, you play a guy named Swordbreaker, that's his name, and you just go in and you choose like, oh, I want to go in here, or I want to go in there. It's kind of like Dragon's Lair, but not really, because there's no like context sensitive, like, you know, like quick time events, but it is that same story. You go in there, I think there's a princess or whatever, and you could die, and if you die, you go back to the beginning, and then you choose different routes and stuff. It really is just a visual novel, but I got to multiple different endings, so I'm just gonna count it. Swordbreaker. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't like a lot of the corridor shit where you're just like scrunching into like a tight area and stuff. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about Cloud and Aerith. You know what I mean? Yeah. But no, I'm not. I don't like any of that stuff. I really don't. But the gameplay itself is great. I just don't like how fucking condensed it is. All the side missions suck. But besides that, it's still a great game. Love the story. Loved all the character interactions. I think they nailed it when it comes to expanding the original's first like 45 seconds. At least that's what it feels like. No, it's like the first like couple hours of the game with Midgar. They really did a good job of expanding that and really letting these characters like really develop before they leave Midgar. And I really enjoyed all the stuff that wasn't pretty much hiding the loading screens by, you know, like scrunching into a corner or whatever, and also just like the random hallways where there's nothing happening, you're just walking through a hallway, you know. It's just, I hate that stuff. And also the side missions sucked, but the voice acting was fun, the battles were great. I really enjoyed this game. Would I ever play it again? I don't know, honestly, but I am looking forward to that sequel or whatever. Maneater. What a game, because this is a weird one, because I enjoy this game a lot, I really do, but it's technically not a very good game because there's so many camera issues and control issues, but it is a game I couldn't stop playing. A Shark PG, Shark PG, that's what they call it, is weird. It's a very weird idea, but it works. It really does. It is a lot of fun just killing maiming, destroying. Even though the controls aren't great, the combat's not even the most amazing, and the camera gets fucking wonky as hell. For some reason, I just really enjoyed it, and I can't really explain it too. It's just like being a shark, I guess. If you were just being a guy and it still had all those problems, then it probably wouldn't be as fun. But you're being a shark and you're just munching and crunching, killing all these dudes. Dude eater. I like it. I like it quite a bit. Chrono Trigger. That was another Games Gone By. That was a David pick. I really love this game a lot. It's one of the best games ever. It's amazing. I love it so much. And I'm glad we played it again because it's been a very long time since I played it. And I love it. So, Chrono Trigger. That's all I got to say. Many Faces. This is a weird one. To be honest, I don't remember too much about this. It's a very short game, like an hour long. You're just like a little guy, a little white guy right there. Like me, a little white guy. You're just shooting faces and stuff. It's not too bad. Honestly, you're just going around the level shooting the faces. It's not much to it. Easy achievements, that's what I got. It was like $2. I was like, whatever, I'll play it for easy achievements. Anyway, it wasn't bad. It was pretty fun. Speed dating for Ghost. This is also kind of cheating because I didn't get every single ending for this game, but I got multiple different endings for each of the ghosts that you can speed date. I think I got them all except for one person. Really fun, very short game though. There's a lot of routes you can take, but you can probably finish all of it in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Really fun though. I really liked all the characters. Really like reading all about each character, learning how they died and stuff. I recommend it if you can get it for a few bucks. It's a good few buck game. I like the art too. I like how weird the designs are too. So there you go. BioShock collection. I did finish another BioShock thing, which we'll talk about in a second, or maybe not a second, but a few minutes at least. But this is for BioShock 1. I played it on Switch because I bought the BioShock collection obviously on Switch because I love BioShock. And man, oh man, BioShock on the Switch might be one of the best Switch ports ever. It's so good. I couldn't believe how good that game looked and felt playing. It was so fucking good. It felt like playing the 360 version up-resed a little bit, which is, considering it's on the go, that's amazing. They did a great job. I forgot who did the port. I don't know. This is the only box art I could find online too. This is the PAL version or the PEGI version or whatever. Yeah, so great game. BioShock 1, amazing game. So there you go. Evans Remains. Now this is a game you can get for like $6-7. You can finish it in around 3 hours. It's a beautifully beautiful. It's beautifully beautiful. It is a beautifully told story. With amazing pixel art, some of the best pixel art I've ever seen. I highly recommend you play it just to look at the pixel art. It's so fucking good. I couldn't believe it. No one's talking about this game too, which really upsets me because I think it's amazing. At least the story and the pixel art is great. The story is really great in this. Very emotional, very weird. It does go maybe a little too far-fetched towards the end, I will say, but it's still very satisfying towards the end. The gameplay itself is more like puzzle-based, so you do a puzzle, you finish the puzzle, and then you get some story. You do the puzzle, finish the puzzle, you get some story. So it's like over and over again. Puzzles are pretty good. What I do like about this game, though, is that it doesn't shame you if you don't want to do the puzzles. So you can skip the puzzles completely and still play the game. I did most of the puzzles, but there was times where I'm just like, I kind of want to know what happens in the story next. I'm just going to skip this puzzle. And I did it with no shame. I didn't feel any shame at all. The game, it straight up tells you, hey, just get to the story. You like the story? Do the story. So, great game. I highly recommend it. It's like $6-7. I know the picture's really small, but it's called Clash Force. Honestly, I don't remember what kind of game this is. I think it's like a platformer shooter thing. I finished it in like 45 minutes. It was a really quick sit. I think it's a shooter thing. You shoot things. It was another game I got just to get easy achievements. So, hey, at least if you're watching this, now you know some games to play if you want some easy achievements. Shadow of the Colossus, of course, the remake. This was my choice for July for Games Gone By. Absolutely phenomenal game. I fucking love every single second of this game. I loved it as a kid, and I love it now. I was surprised by how much I remembered of this game. And yeah, it's beautiful. I think Blue Point did an amazing job with this remake. I'm so glad I finally played this remake, and I highly recommend you play it out. Play it up. See, we're getting 30 minutes into this video. All right, Shadow Colossus. Oh fuck. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to the fucking 7 hours I spent playing this piece of shit. Fast and Furious Crossroads. What a fucking garbage game. Honestly, I'm doing a binge of like horrible games this month. Right now, I'm just gonna spoil it. Right now, this is the worst game I played last year, and what a shame, because Fast and Furious, if of any franchise out there, movie franchise at least, like of all the movie franchises out there that are huge, I feel like Fast and Furious is like a shoo-in for a video game. It's already a fucking video game. You watch any of the movies. Look, did you see the trailer for Fast 9? Holy shit! They were smoking fucking so much crack to come up with, like, oh, now he Batman grapples hooks so he can get to somewhere. Then there's a car that gets like a jet grabs the car while it's like fucking whatever. John Cena's his brother. We 9 movies in and we finally find out he has a brother. Like, we never knew that before. Just great. This game is a fucking pile of shit. I hate this game. I really do. I don't recommend playing it. I think it's really bad. I think it looks bad. I think it plays bad. I think it's bad just all around. Yeah, I did a whole playthrough for it, so if you want to watch me suffer, go ahead. Because at first it was like, this is not very good, but whatever. And then I just got further into it, and I was just like, I'm glad it's fucking over. It did have a hilarious moment at the end, though. I will give it credit. It made me smile at the end, at least. Speaking of a game that made me smile, A Short Hike. Really fun game. Very, very short, as the title would suggest. Not the shortest game, though, I played this year. Around an hour and a half, 2 hours. Really fun game. You just it has like like almost a Nintendo DS look to it with the 3D polygonal graphics. You're taking a short hike and meeting characters and like figuring out what characters need and stuff, and you find stuff. It's really fun. I highly recommend it. It's like an $8 game, I think, on Switch. So. All right, hold on. Ooh, that's good. That's good H2O with artificial sweeteners. All right. Takeshi and Hiroshi. This game is very similar to some other games I've been talking about. Not a technically great game, but the story is really, really, really charming. And I really like these two characters, and I love the claymation style animation. It's all about a brother and his little brother, and the big brother is like makes video games, and the little brother always wants to play his video game that he's making. So it's all about like you're playing the game as the little brother. It's a little weird, but it's like it's really just making commands and stuff. The gameplay doesn't really matter. The story itself is really cute. I really liked it. And it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it was cheap. I think it was like $8. I recommend it. It's fun. The gameplay itself isn't the best, but it's fun just watching all the 3D animation or the claymation animation. All right, Samurai Jack Battle Through Time. What a surprise! Like this was announced like back in like March last year, and it came out a few months later. Was not expecting ever to get a new Samurai Jack anything, to be honest. And then we got a video game that had it had some great stuff in it. Let's just say that. I did a whole playthrough for this as well, which is funny because it was like the same time I did the Fast and Furious playthrough, so it was just like 2 playthroughs in a row. One being a very fun licensed game, and the other one being Fast and Furious. This game was a blast. I really enjoyed it. Good combat, fun, very throwbacky gameplay. Felt like a PS2 game, like one of those kind of licensed games, like one of those decent licensed games based on a movie that actually was fun, but I had a great time, and yeah. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. What a freaking treasure this game was. God, I love this. I like pure gameplay wise, when I played this, it was like my favorite game of the year. I'm not even gonna lie. Doom Eternal, I loved it too, but this game was just like pure bliss. I just enjoyed every single fucking moment of this game, and I want to go back to it. Loved playing these games again. I haven't played a Tony Hawk game, I guess, since Pro Skater 5, but we're not gonna count that. So it's been a long time. And I was so happy to be able to play this game again. And I finished it all, did all the goals for each of the games and stuff. It was a lot of fun. I want to go back to it again. Control, I finally finished Control. I never finished it back in 2019. I got really freaking close, but I just never went back to it. Finished it this year. Surprisingly, it's one of those games that is so weird that I thought I'd be very confused by what's happening. But I was actually surprised by me going back into it almost a year later and actually understanding where I am in the plot and understanding what was going on. So that was a pleasant surprise. Really fun. I can't wait for the next gen version, which comes out, I think, early next month. So Control Ultimate Edition, one of the best games of 2019. Loved it. Detroit Become Human. This was another Games Gone By choice. This is actually another one of mine. You can see that all the ones I pick, I definitely make sure to play through. Mainly because I always pick games I never played before, really. So not all the time, but most of the time, that's what I do. Detroit Become Human. Great game. I really enjoyed it. I only played it once though, but there's a lot of characters I really like. Oh, now I'm gonna forget Marcus, right? No, Marcus is Jesse Williams' character. Oh my god, what is his name? Connor, that guy. I always thought, like, every time I watch the trailers, his performance was like a little too roboty. You know, I get he's a robot, but it was like a little too much. Where like Kara is also a robot, and she's definitely not as robotic. But I get that's a part of his character. But every time I saw the trailer, I was just like, this could work, or it could just be really bad. And playing it, I was like, Connor's my favorite character. I thought he was great. The other two are great too, but really Connor stole the show for me. I thought he was fantastic. I loved everything involving him and I forgot his name now, but it was Clancy Brown's character, the detective that their chemistry I liked. I don't know. Yeah, Clancy Brown. I love anything with Clancy Brown. So anyway, Detroit, good game, really good game. Ratchet and Clank. Woo, buddy. I never played this, and I was just like, well, okay, that's not true. I did play this. I just never got too far into it. And I was like in the mood to play some PlayStation games. Obviously, I played a bunch of PlayStation games this year, or last year. And I wanted to catch up on it before the PlayStation 5 arrived. I don't know why I did that, because I could have played these games on the PlayStation 5 and they would perform better. But also, a bunch of PS5 games were coming out, so it was just like, eh. Really great game, really fun. I loved all the weapons. I loved the leveling up for the weapons and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I did tune out pretty much every cutscene, because every cutscene was movie footage, and I already saw the movie, and I hated the movie, so I was just like, nope, I'm okay. I cut most of that stuff out. But really fun game still. I had a blast, and I can't wait for the next game. Norman's Great Illusion. I'm just gonna skip this one real quick. I'm just gonna tell you, it's one of those games that has like a lot of ideas. It has decent pixel art. It has a lot of ideas about what, like, politics and stuff. I barely paid attention to it. I played it mainly for achievements. So yeah, I'm gonna skip that one. Rise, Son of Rome. I played this game again because the new consoles were coming out, so I was just like, you know what, I kind of want to go back and play some of the other games. You know what I just realized? I think I missed a game. Well, maybe it's coming up. We'll see. I might not have missed it. But anyway, Rise, Son of Rome. I wanted to play like the games that launched with the Xbox One and PS4. I wanted to go back and play Killzone also, but I never got around to it. But I did play Rise, Son of Rome. Still looks really good. Gameplay wise, surprisingly, I thought I really dislike it now after like 7 years of just all these other games coming out. But it was a fun little just beat 'em up. There was nothing to it really, but it looked good. The story itself was not great, but I like games that take place in Rome. It's fun, swords, all that stuff. I like it. But yeah, nothing great, but really short. All right, so I did play BioShock Infinite Burial at Sea episodes 1 and 2. I'm going to count that all as one game because that's like 7-8 hours more of BioShock Infinite. I've already played these before, but I wanted to play them again because I only played them the once back when I first played them and reviewed them. And they hold up really well, man. I love these DLCs. I think they're so fantastic. I love how different they are too. I really recommend you play them. I know a lot of people that have not played, but they haven't played BioShock Infinite Burial at Sea. I don't understand how you wouldn't. It's so good. It's even, I would say it's necessary to play. And once you play it, you'll see why. It's great. Loved it. Astro's Playroom. Okay, so I did miss something. I must have skipped something. Let me see. Just real quick. I did. Jesus. I'm an idiot. Somehow I like skipped. Alright, let's go back. Sorry. Wait, what? Okay, so it's not popping up here. Okay, we'll get to it in a minute. Astro's Playroom. Great game. What a amazing introduction to the PS5. That controller. This controller right here. God damn, the wonders, the wonders. I loved playing this game because of this controller. I mean, it is a great introduction to the console, but it's an amazing introduction to that controller. DualSense is definitely the best thing so far of this new gen that I've messed around with. Yeah, that controller is amazing. This game's a lot of fun. One of the best games of the year, honestly. Spider-Man Miles Morales. If you do not know, I wasn't the biggest fan of Spider-Man. I know that's going to fucking get me crucified, but I thought a lot of the side missions were repetitive. I didn't like the story for the most part. I liked a couple of the characters, but for the most part, a lot of them I did not like. I thought the writing was kind of weak. But the combat was a lot of fun, even though a lot of side missions were extremely repetitive with the stealth and action. It was just like a bunch of... It was too much. To the point where I just stopped doing the side missions. For some reason, I guess maybe because it's just shorter, I finished Spider-Man Miles Morales and 100%ed it. So, I had a great time. I didn't 100% all the trophies because you have to play the game again to do that, which is really annoying. But, yeah, I had a great time. The story itself, not great, I don't think. A lot of dialogue is very cheesy, very, and not like in a fun cheesy way, like a Sam Raimi cheesy. Just kind of, I don't know, kind of lame. But yeah, a lot of fun. No filler really in this game. There's a couple of moments where you're just walking around, kind of, but for the most part, there's no stupid ass Mary Jane stealth segments. Which thank fuck for that. Jesus Christ, those are horrible. Are you kidding me? Never do that again. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Really fun campaign. The DualSense felt good with this game. Graphics are amazing. The ray tracing was phenomenal. I love Adler. I think he's a great character. He's a great addition to the Black Ops franchise. I'm a goddamn onion, Mason. That's all I gotta say. Visara Collection. Now this is a shoot 'em up. I only played the first game, to be fair. Really hard game. Very hard shoot 'em up. Kind of like a Ikaruga, if you want to, or Ikaruga, however you pronounce it. Kind of similar in that vein. Fun, really challenging. It was one of those where I got the collection, so it was like, yeah, you have infinite lives until the last mission, and then the last mission says, nah, man, you're not getting infinite lives anymore. I was just like, oh, it sucks. Or infinite continues is what I meant. So I had to keep replaying the last mission until I finished it. Eventually I did, though. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. What a great little side story. That's all I'll say right there for the story. Really fun. Really like that all the characters got to interact with each other way more than they did in Breath of the Wild. I'm not a big fan of the Wushu, Mushi, whatever, the Dynasty Warriors type gameplay, but here I actually really enjoyed it for the most part. Not great. Had some frame rate issues, and obviously it's repetitive at times, but pretty fun. I had a good time, actually. So there you go. Hades. Now this one's kind of cheating too, to be honest, because I'm at the point where I'm 4 runs in and I'm like a little over 30 hours in. The only reason why I'm going to count it is because technically if you finish it once, you haven't seen all the content, obviously. There's tons more story, obviously. But I'm 4 runs into it right now. I've beat it 4 times. I'm going to count it for now. Honestly, I'm not too sure if I want to count this one. But I feel like it should count if you finished it at least once. Because some people will only want to play it once. Maybe they don't even give a shit about the story. So I'm going to count it. If not, if you don't want me to count it, then 50. I finished 50 games this year. Next, and this is the last one, Monument Valley. Fun little game. I got a new phone for Christmas. And I was like, you know what? I want to play some phone games. I could always have played this game before, but I was just like, screw it, let me play it. And it was a fun little platformer. Or not platformer, puzzler. I'm going to sneeze. Never mind. I'm good. Oh, don't you hate when they don't come out? But Monument Valley, really fun. I think that was the last game, yes. There's another game, but for some reason it didn't pop up. So let me see if I can make it pop up. Oh, that's why. For some reason it... Okay. Can you see this? Hold on. No, can you? No, you can't. Here, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can just make this pop up real quick so you guys can see what the game is. This is another game I finished this year. I'm glad I finally played it. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. For some reason, it wasn't popping up in my photo viewer thing. But I did finish this game also, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Had a great time with it. The story itself is not the best. Some of the writing's a little weak too, I will say. A lot of the jokes don't really land, but it looks incredible. Plays fucking phenomenally. Love the gameplay of this game. And you know, I like the buddy relationship between Nadine and Chloe. I'm just glad Chloe got some more screen time, because I was upset that she didn't show up at all in Uncharted 4. And Nadine I always thought was kind of weak in Uncharted 4. She's a tough lady. That was really it. And I'm glad that they flushed her out way more in this game. She's actually kind of fun to be around, which is good, because Uncharted, I feel like if you're going to focus on a character, you should have that character be fun. Oh, shit. There's another game that for some reason didn't show up. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. I'm sorry, not Annihilation. That's the movie. Aftermath, which was a great DLC. Really too expensive for like what it was, like a 3-hour story expansion. Did a playthrough for this as well. Really, really solid. Really enjoyed it. Liked all the additional characters showing up in the story that were DLC before. And it was a solid DLC. Anything else I missed that just didn't pop up? I think it's because they were different, it's because there were different file formats, and for some reason... All right, here's another game. How could I forget this one? This was like my favorite game of the year, too, that I played. And that game is, as you can see, Nier Automata, the Game of the Yorha edition. I love this game. I'm so glad I finally played it, because I love the original Nier. If you want to go check it out, I reviewed the original Nier 10 years ago at this point. When it first came out, loved it. Thought it was great. I was so happy to hear that Nier was continuing. I even love Drakengard, excuse me. The original, at least. 3 is not great. I don't like it. I think I reviewed that also. I didn't like it, that's for sure. But this game is amazing, phenomenal even. No, it is phenomenal. Not even. It's an amazing game. It probably would have been my favorite game of 2017 if I played it back in 2017. Technically, I did play it. I got really close to the end, I think, of my first playthrough, which is not the end of the game. That's for sure. If you beat this game and think you're done, boy, you better play it again. And don't be like, oh, but don't have to watch the cutscenes again. Play it again. Don't fuck around. All right, you're gonna play Nier Automata. Do not fucking half-ass it. Play the whole thing over and over again until it's done. You'll know when it's done too. Anything else I missed? That was a different file format, so that's why I didn't pop up. I didn't notice there were different file formats. I got kind of just dragged it in a folder, so and it wasn't paying attention to the file formats. I think that is it. So that is. Oh, there's one more. I beat this game too. It's like a platformer game. Bucket Night. I think it's a platformer. Yeah, was it? Or was it like a? Yeah, it was like a platformer. It was all right. There you go. What a way to end. I think that's it. Let me see. Nope, there's another one. Vader Immortal. I also finished that. Episode 1. I only finished episode 1. Technically, it counts as its own game, so I put it in there. So episode 1 of Vader Immortal. I did a playthrough for that as well, so you can check it out. Anything else? Did I miss anything else? I'm looking. Let's see. I should really looked at that beforehand and made sure everything was okay, but I think we're good now. So there you go. The 51 games I finished in 2020. Almost 50-minute video. Look at that. Almost a minute per game. Yeah. What a year. What a year it was. But there you go. That is that. Please let me know what you finished in 2020, what games you played, whatever it is. I don't care. I'm going to turn my Xbox back on because I'm going to play Overwatch after this. But yeah, there you go. That is it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Until next time. I'll see you guys later. I love you, and I'll see you throughout the year. Bye.